Let us start salt analysis. Let us start salt analysis. In salt analysis, group separation of cations we'll see. In the group separation of cations, group third. Now we are taking a group 2, we are taking group 2 filtrate, we will take group 2 filtrate, we are taking. To the group 2 filtrate, first we will add a corn nitric acid, then it is heated, then we are adding ammonium chloride solid, then we are adding ammonium hydroxide aqueous excess, we are getting a group 3 precipitate. Group 3 precipitate we are getting. Fe3 plus is precipitating as a FeOH thrice. Cr3 plus is precipitating as a CrOH thrice. Al3 plus is precipitating as a AlOH thrice. Al3 plus is precipitating as AlOH thrice. Sir. Now the question is group 3 cations precipitating as hydroxides. Therefore, we are adding ammonium hydroxide. Sir. Why to add ammonium hydroxide? Why can't we add other strong bases? It is ammonium hydroxide is a weak base. Why to add ammonium hydroxide? Why can't we add strong base? That we'll see. Sir, suppose if you add sodium hydroxide reagent, what happens? Sodium hydroxide reagent, if you add, what happens instead of ammonium hydroxide? Sir, so we have come for group 3. In the group 3 cations precipitate with the sodium hydroxide as sodium hydroxide. Okay. Group 3 cations precipitate with the sodium hydroxide. Okay. Group 4 cations also precipitate. Group 4 cations also precipitate with the sodium hydroxide. Group 5 cations also precipitate with the sodium hydroxide. Group 6 cation magnesium ion also precipitate as a magnesium hydroxide. So if you instead of ammonium hydroxide, if you use sodium hydroxide as a reagent, group 3, group 4, group 5, group 6 all precipitate. Sir, all precipitate because KSP, because ionic product is greater than respective solubility product. Why ionic product is greater than solubility product? Because hydroxide, hydroxide concentration of sodium hydroxide is high. Hydroxide concentration of sodium hydroxide is high. Therefore, all the metal cations precipitate with the sodium hydroxide. All the metal cations precipitate with the sodium hydroxide. So, see this point. Sodium hydroxide is a strong base. It undergoes a higher extent of ionization. Therefore, concentration of hydroxide is high. So, ionic product is greater than solubility product of respective. Therefore, all the group cations precipitate with the sodium hydroxide. So, in order to avoid this, here in group 3 cations only should precipitate. Group 4, group 5, group 6 should not precipitate. So that we are not taking strong base, we are taking weak base. We are taking weak base ammonium hydroxide cell. So this place we are saying here we have taken weak base but not strong base. Why? Because if you take strong base, group 3, group 4, group 5, group 6 all precipitate as hydroxides. Why? Because ionic product is greater than solubility product of respective. Okay. Why ionic product is greater than solubility product? Because concentration of hydroxide will be high here because sodium hydroxide undergoes a higher extent of ionization. Since concentration of hydroxide is high, ionic product is greater than solubility product, therefore all precipitate as hydroxide. Okay. So now group 3 analysis means group 3 cations only should precipitate, 4, 5, 6 should not precipitate. For which we are avoiding adding sodium hydroxide, we are taking weak base ammonium hydroxide. Sir. So why we are taking weak base but not strong base, that we got an idea. Next point is we are taking ammonium hydroxide weak base in order to precipitate group 3 cations as hydroxides, for which we are taking hydroxide. Okay. What is the necessity of ammonium chloride? What is the necessity of ammonium chloride? Why to add ammonium chloride? Ammonium hydroxide is necessary in order to precipitate as hydroxide. What is the necessity of ammonium chloride? Okay. Now we have to see why to add ammonium chloride. So now we will take a group 2 filtrate we are taking. Group 2 filtrate we are taking. We will think that we are adding a ammonium hydroxide directly without ammonium chloride. Ammonium hydroxide directly we are adding without ammonium chloride. So now group 3 cation Fe3 plus precipitate as ferric hydroxide. Group 4 cation precipitate as hydroxide, though it is weak base. Group 5 cation precipitate as hydroxide. Group 5 cation is precipitating as hydroxide. Group 6 cation precipitating as hydroxide, though it is weak base. That means even with weak base, group 3, group 4, group 5, group 6, all the group cations precipitating as hydroxides. All the group cations are precipitating. That means, okay, we are adding corn nitric acid, that also we have to discuss. Regarding corn nitric acid also we have to discuss. Okay. Now, so we are adding here ammonium hydroxide excess. Then this, if we add ammonium hydroxide only, then what happens? All the group cations are precipitating, though it is weak base. That means weak base means it undergoes partial ionization. Weak base in the sense it undergoes partial ionization to give ammonium ion and hydroxide ion. Since it is weak base, the concentration of hydroxide is low. This lower concentration is enough for precipitating all these cations. At this lower concentration itself, ionic product is greater than solubility product of all. Sir. So, in order to precipitate hydroxide, we have gone for weak base, not strong base. Even with weak base, all the group cations are precipitating. From group 3 to group 6, all are precipitating. Then, how to avoid these to precipitate? How to make this alone to precipitate? That we have to see. In group 3 cation alone should precipitate, but not group 4 or group 5 or group 6. So for which, in what way it is tried? In what way it is tried in the sense, this concentration is made still low. On decreasing this concentration further and further, what happens means group 3 alone precipitates. Group 3 alone precipitates, but not group 4, group 5, group 6. So what we are doing means, this concentration we are decreasing further and further by some method, while group 3 alone precipitates, but not group 4, group 5, group 6. So, in order to decrease this concentration, we are favoring backward reaction. We are suppressing forward reaction. To suppress forward and to favor backward, what we have to do? Now we have to suppress. We have to suppress forward. We have to favor backward reaction, for which what we have to do? In order to do this, add ammonium ion. Add ammonium ion. You are adding ammonium ions. You are increasing this concentration. You are raising this concentration by externally. You are adding ammonium ion. So you are making this concentration to increase. So what happens? Forward is suppressed, backward is favored. So backward is favoring means this concentration getting reduced. So you are reducing this concentration. You are reducing this concentration. You are reducing this concentration and you are bringing this concentration to certain value while group 3 alone precipitates but not other groups. That means 4, 5, 6. So in order to make group 3 alone precipitates, we should keep concentration of hydroxide much lower than that of ammonium hydroxide alone. Ammonium hydroxide provided hydroxide concentration. So in order to make this value, in order to make this concentration lower, we are adding ammonium ions. That is nothing but ammonium chloride. So why to add ammonium chloride? Have you got an idea? So we are adding ammonium chloride. On adding ammonium chloride, what happens? Ammonium chloride provides ammonium ions, that is common ions. Therefore, concentration of this common ion getting increased. So backward is favoring. Backward is favoring means some of the hydroxide is disappearing due to backward. So concentration of hydroxide getting reduced. The concentration of hydroxide lowers to certain value while group 3 alone precipitates. For this alone, ionic product is greater than solubility product. For rest of the cases, group 4, group 5, group 6, ionic product is less than solubility product. So group 4, group 5, group 6 do not precipitate. Only group 3 is precipitating. Only group 3 is precipitating. So here we are making group 3 to precipitate, avoiding group 4 and group 5, group 6. By which effect? By the effect called what? By which effect shall we say? Here we are adding ammonium chloride. We are adding ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride is providing ammonium ions. Ammonium chloride is providing ammonium ions. That means you are adding which ion? Common to this, same like this. You are adding which ion? You are adding which substance? That substance gives same like this substance. Same like this substance. Okay. Therefore, you are adding ammonium chloride. Okay, you are adding ammonium chloride. You are adding ammonium chloride here. You are adding ammonium chloride here. Ammonium chloride is providing ammonium ions. Ammonium chloride is providing ammonium ions. So you are increasing the concentration of ammonium ions and you are decreasing the concentration of hydroxide. You are decreasing the concentration of hydroxide. Therefore, group 3 alone precipitates. This effect is called, you said, common ion effect. So based on common ion effect, group 3 is made to precipitate, but not group 4, group 5 and group 6. Okay, so by common ion effect, group 3 made to precipitate by avoiding group 4, group 5 and group 6. Sir, okay. Now we will see, here we are seeing in group 2 filtrate we have taken. To group 2 filtrate we have added corn nitric acid, then we boiled the contents, then ammonium chloride is added and ammonium hydroxide excess is added. Now group 3 is group 3 cations precipitating as hydroxides. Group 3 cations precipitating as hydroxides. Sir, okay. So why to add weak base ammonium hydroxide? That we know. What is the necessity of ammonium chloride for providing common ion effect? Okay. Now, what is the necessity of corn nitric acid? What is the necessity of a concentrated nitric acid? Why to add a corn nitric acid for group 2 filtrate in order to go for group 3? Okay. So what is the necessity of a concentrated nitric acid? That we'll see. Concentrated nitric acid. Now we will take a group 2 filtrate. We are taking a group 2 filtrate. We were taking a group 2 filtrate. We'll take group 2 filtrate. Suppose this group 2 filtrate contains the cation Fe2 plus. Fe2 plus. Now, without adding corn nitric acid, we are proceeding. We are adding ammonium chloride. We are adding ammonium hydroxide excess. So now what we are getting in the sense ferrous hydroxide aqueous solution. Ferrous is not precipitating. Ferrous is not precipitating. So we have taken group 2 filtrate that contains ferrous. Now we are not adding corn nitric acid. We are directly adding group 3 reagent. Group 3 reagent is ammonium chloride and ammonium hydroxide. We are getting ferrous hydroxide aqueous solution. Ferrous is not precipitating because ionic product of ferrous hydroxide is less than solubility product of ferrous hydroxide. Ferrous hydroxide is not precipitating. If you do not precipitate ferrous hydroxide, if you do not precipitate ferrous in group 3, if you do not precipitate iron in group 3, then how to go for the classifying groups will be difficult, because it will go for group 4 or group 5 or group 6 side it will go. We have to make iron in group 3 only. We have to make iron in group 3 only. We should not transfer iron into group 4 or group 5 or group 6. Iron should be fallen into group 3 cell. In order to make iron to fall into group 3, we have to make ferrous into ferric. We have to make ferrous into ferric. To the ferric, add ammonium chloride solid and ammonium hydroxide aqueous. We will get a ferric hydroxide precipitate. So here this point you see that in group 2 filtrate ferrous is there. Directly you are adding group 3 reagent. Group 3 reagent is ammonium chloride plus ammonium hydroxide excess. It is a group 3 reagent. Now ferrous is taking hydroxide and becomes ferrous hydroxide. Ferrous hydroxide is not a precipitate here. It is in aqueous solution only, because ionic product and solubility product is like this. Now we have to make iron to fall in group 3. So in order to make iron to fall in group 3, we are converting ferrous into ferric. Ferric with group 3 reagent becomes ferric hydroxide precipitate. So to convert ferrous into ferric, ferrous should be made to undergo oxidation. We have to make ferrous to undergo oxidation. How to make ferrous to undergo oxidation? By adding corn nitric acid. And heating the contents. So by adding corn nitric acid, we are making ferrous to convert into ferric. Ferric with group 3 reagent gives precipitate. Sir, now here we have seen now how to proceed from group 2 filtrate. We'll see. So we are taking group 2 filtrate. We are adding corn nitric acid and we are heating. Why? Because in order to convert ferrous into ferric, if any ferrous is there, that will convert into ferric. If any ferrous is there in group 2 filtrate, that will convert into ferric here. Then you are adding group 3 reagent. Now you are getting group 3 precipitate. Sir. So what is the necessity of corn nitric acid? We got an idea. Okay. Next we will go for a group 4. We will go. We are going for group 4. Okay. So now say cationic analysis we have to do systematically. Cationic analysis we have to do systematically. So we have done group 3. After doing group 3, you take the filtrate. Group 3 filtrate you take for group 4. You are taking group 3 filtrate for group 4 analysis. Filtrate you have to take but not precipitate. Okay. Group 3 filtrate you have taken. To this group 3 filtrate, you are adding group 4 reagent. Group 4 reagent is ammonium chloride, ammonium hydroxide excess, and passing H2S gas. Passing H2S gas, group 4 cations precipitate. Group 4 cations Zn2 plus precipitate as ZnS. Zn2 plus precipitate as ZnS. Next, Ni2 plus precipitate as NiS sulfide. Next, cobalt salt precipitating as cobalt sulfide. Next, manganese salt precipitate as manganese sulfide. These are group 4 cations. Group 4 cations Mn2 plus, CO2 plus, Ni2 plus, Zn2 plus. These are group 4 cations. Okay. So group 4 cations precipitating as sulfides. Okay. So group 3 filtrate you are taking. You are adding group 4 reagent, ammonium chloride solid, ammonium hydroxide aqueous, H2S gas you are passing. Group 4 cations precipitating Mn2 plus precipitate as MnS, CO2 plus precipitate as COS, Ni2 plus precipitate as NiS, Zn2 plus precipitate as ZnS. Okay. Now let us say group 4 cations precipitate as sulfides. What about group 2 cations? What about group 2 cations? Group 2 cations precipitate as what? Group 2 cations precipitate as what you see? Group 1 cations precipitate as chlorides. Group 3 cations precipitate as hydroxides. Group 4 cations precipitate as sulfides. What about group 2 cations? Group 2 cations precipitate as what you see? Now we will take a group 1 filtrate we will take. We are taking group 1 filtrate. Group 1 filtrate is in acidic medium. We are adding water in order to make acidic medium as nearly 0.2 molar acidic medium. Then we are passing H2S gas. H2S gas. Group 2 cation is precipitating. Group 2 cation is precipitating. Okay. Now we will take group 3 filtrate in order to do group 4. We are taking group 3 filtrate. To this we are adding ammonium chloride solid. Then ammonium hydroxide excess. Ammonium hydroxide excess we are adding. Then we are passing a H2S gas. H2S gas is passed. Now group 4 cation is precipitated. Now see, group 2 cations precipitating as sulfides. Group 2 cations precipitating as sulfides. Group 4 cations also precipitating as sulfides. Then why to classify this cation comes under group 2, this cation comes under group 4? Why do classify? Why can't we keep both in one same group? This cation copper ion comes in group 2, zinc ion comes in group 4. Why to classify them as group 2, group 4? Sorry, classification is done in order to make it easy. But both are precipitating as sulfides now. Both are precipitating as sulfides means why group 4 is not precipitating in group 2? Why group 4 is not precipitating in group 2, that you see? Group 4 cation is precipitating as sulfide. Group 2 cation also precipitating as sulfide. Why group 4 is not precipitating in a group 2? Why group 4? Why do you say? Okay, you are saying that we are using different reagent. Sir, we are using different reagent only, no doubt. Why group 4 is not precipitating in group 2? We are using different reagent, but hydrogen sulfide only we are passing now. We are passing hydrogen sulfide, both are precipitating as sulfide only. Both are precipitating as sulfide only. So, you are saying a presence of iron. Presence of iron means we are discussing group 4 cations only now here. For iron, in order to convert ferrous into ferric, we added a corn nitric acid. That point is over. Here group 4 iron is not coming under group 4. Now the question is why group 4 cations not precipitating in group 2? That is the question. Why group 4 cations not precipitating in group 2? Sir, shall we, can group 2 cations precipitate in group 4? You are saying that medium is different, acidic medium and a basic medium. You are correct. Acidic medium and basic medium. Okay. Now see group 2, you see that for group 2 case we are passing H2S gas. We are passing H2S gas. H2S gas is dissociating to give H plus ions and a sulfide ion. Sulfide ion. Due to the sulfide ion, copper is precipitating as copper sulfide. Now in group 4 also we are passing H2S gas. It is dissociating to give H plus ions and sulfide ions. Sulfide ions. Sulfide ions. Due to sulfide, group 4 cation is precipitating a sulfide. Now here in this case, in this place, in group 2 case, medium is acidic medium. So medium is acidic. Medium is acidic medium. Medium is acidic medium means this medium makes concentration of H plus high. This medium makes concentration of H plus high. Therefore, backward favors, forward suppresses. Forward is suppressed. Forward is suppressed. So that concentration of sulfide getting low. Concentration of sulfide is getting low. So here concentration of sulfide is low. Now in group 4 we will see ammonium hydroxide, that means medium is basic. Medium is basic. Basic medium means this base removes this acid. This base removes H plus as water. So concentration of H plus in the equilibrium getting reduced. Therefore forward is favoring. Forward is favoring. Now medium is basic. This base is base neutralizes this acid. Therefore concentration of H plus reduces. So what happens? Forward is favoring. Forward is favoring. Forward favors in the sense concentration of sulfide getting raised. Concentration of sulfide getting raised. Concentration of sulfide getting raised. Now you see the concentration of sulfide in both cases. In acidic medium, concentration of sulfide is low. In basic medium, concentration of sulfide is high. Now at lower concentration of sulfide, ionic product of these cations greater than solubility product, therefore group 2 cations precipitating here. At higher concentration of sulfide, ionic product of these cations greater than solubility product, so group 4 cations precipitate here. So to precipitate group 4 cations, higher concentration of sulfide is required. To precipitate group 2 cations, lower concentration of sulfide is required. To precipitate group 2 cations, lower concentration of sulfide is required. To precipitate group 4 cations, higher concentration of sulfide is required. Now, here medium is acidic. Here hydrogen sulfide provides lower concentration of sulfide. This concentration is enough for precipitating group 2. So, when you are doing group 2 analysis, group 4 cations also present, but group 4 cations do not get enough concentration of sulfide for precipitating. So, group 4 cations do not precipitate here. Okay. In this place, group 4 cations get enough concentration of sulfide, therefore group 4 cations precipitating here. Now you say, can group 4 cations precipitate in the group 2 analysis? Shall we say group 4 cations precipitate in group 2 analysis? Shall we say group 4 cations precipitate while we are doing group 2 analysis? Yes or no? Yes. Group 4 cations do not precipitate in group 2. Sir. So that only we have to do group analysis, group separation of cationic analysis systematically. Sorry, okay. Now, cationic analysis we are not doing systematically. Directly we are doing group 4. Given salt is copper sulfate salt. Given salt is copper sulfate salt. Copper sulfate salt contains cation copper. Instead of doing systematically, we are directly doing group 4 analysis. Now what will happen? Without doing systematically, you are going for group 4 directly, taking copper ion. Now copper ion precipitate in group 4 or do not precipitate? What do you say? Copper ion precipitate in group 2, group 4 or do not precipitate? You are taking copper sulfate. You are not doing cationic analysis systematically. You are taking copper ion directly to group 4. Directly to group 4. How directly? In the sense, directly means you are taking copper sulfate. You are dissolving this one in water. You are dissolving this one in water. You are getting aqueous solution of copper ion. Aqueous solution of copper ion. To this you are adding ammonium chloride solid. Then you are adding ammonium hydroxide aqueous. Ammonium hydroxide aqueous. Then you are passing H2S gas. It is called directly doing. Okay, without coming properly. So copper sulfate salt you are taking, you are adding water, you got aqueous solution, you are adding ammonium chloride, you are adding ammonium hydroxide, you are adding H2S gas. Now you say, do we get CuS precipitate? Do we get CuS precipitate? CuS precipitate we will get or we will not get? What do you say? Cu2 plus is precipitating or not precipitating? So one student says Cu2 plus not precipitating. Cu2 plus is not precipitating. One student says Cu2 plus is precipitating. Okay. Now we will see this point again. Now see that for group 2 analysis, group 2 cationic analysis, reagent is acidic medium and H2S gas. For group 2, what is a reagent means acidic medium and H2S gas we have to pass. So if we provide acidic medium, concentration of sulfide will be low. If we provide acidic medium, what happens means this medium is increasing concentration of H plus. Medium increases H plus concentration. Therefore, in this equilibrium, backward is favoring, forward is suppressing. Forward is suppressed. Forward is suppressed in the sense concentration of sulfide will be lower when compared to normal. What is lower when compared to normal? What is lower when compared to normal? That we'll see. Now we will take H2S gas. This H2S gas is passed into water. We will get H2S aqueous. It is undergoing dissociation to give H plus ions and sulfide ion. Okay. It is going for equilibrium. It is in equilibrium, sir. Now we will do in another manner. Okay. Now we will take a HCl solution, HCl aqueous solution. To this we will pass H2S gas. To this we will pass H2S gas. Now H2S gas dissolves in water and becomes H2S aqueous and ionizes to give H plus ions and sulfide ions. It is coming for equilibrium. Now you compare H plus concentration here and H plus concentration here, you compare. It is at equilibrium, it is also at equilibrium. Now this system is at equilibrium, this system is also at equilibrium. Now you have to compare concentration of H plus here, concentration of H plus here, you compare it. How it will be there? How the concentration of H plus will be there? Where concentration of H plus will be high? In this equilibrium concentration of H plus is high, or in this equilibrium concentration of H plus is high, or do you say concentration of H plus here and here remains same? What do you say? What do you say about concentration of H plus here and H plus here? Sorry. Now see, you are passing H2S gas into water, you are getting H2S aqueous going for equilibrium like this. Between H2S aqueous and H plus and sulfide ions, equilibrium is there. This H2S do not undergo complete ionization. It is a weak acid. It is weak acid. Okay. Now you are taking HCl aqueous. To the HCl aqueous, you are passing H2S gas. H2S gas dissolves in water and becomes H2S aqueous. It ionizes as H plus and sulfide ions. Between H2S aqueous and H plus and sulfide ions, equilibrium is there. Now the question is, we will compare concentration of H plus at this equilibrium and the concentration of H plus at this equilibrium we have to compare. Do you say concentration of H plus at this equilibrium and this at this equilibrium equal or not equal? What do you say? Now concentration of H plus at this equilibrium, concentration of H plus at this equilibrium, equal do you say or not equal do you say? What will you say? Concentration of H plus at these two equilibrium, what do you say? Sir, that means you have not understood. You have not understood. Sorry, what is the difference? We will see. Okay. Now we will take a H2S gas. H2S gas is passed into water. H2S gas is dissolving. H2S gas is dissolved. Sir. Now the dissolved H2S gas, H2S gas is dissolved. Now we got a saturated solution of H2S. Saturated solution of H2S. Sorry. We have got saturated solution of H2S. Concentration of H2S, let us consider 0.1 molar. Concentration of H2S we have considered 0.1 molar. Okay. Now H2S undergoes ionization. H2S undergoes ionization. Dissolved H2S undergoes ionization to give what? H plus aqueous and HS minus aqueous.